Football Terrace, we're here, we're live. Man City versus Leicester, full feature length live watch along. Skype lines will be open soon. We're going to get the team lineups up on the screen for you in just a moment. Very excited about this game. Massive drama-filled match already today in Tottenham versus Newcastle. We've just done a review show of that, so I want to hear from you in relation to that one as well throughout the course of this. But make sure you're hitting like buttons, make sure you're hitting share buttons, make sure you're supporting the Football Terrace as best you can. We really do need it. Let's get the team lineups and everything up on the screen for you right about now, just so you're all aware of what's going on. That's the lineups. Real interesting one. Doesn't look like the strongest team in the world for me from Leicester today. But I do want your views and want your opinions on it in terms of how dangerous they may be. They've gone for this 3-4-1-2 formation according to that of who scored. And we'll see how that progresses and how that moves forwards. Sanjay says, come on, City. Yes, let's do this. We've got a City fan in the house. We don't get very many of them. So that's quality. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. But there we go. Game's going to kick off here. I'm really intrigued to see what it is that City can do in this game as well, though. And I'll tell you as to why. Because I didn't think they were particularly great in their opening game. Like, genuinely, didn't think they were particularly great in the opening game this season. I thought they started off like a bull in the china shop, but they kind of got pegged back a little bit. No, Hoffenheim beating Bayern Munich 4-1. Yo, where are all these men at that are talking about every team starts the season brilliantly other than Manchester United? These people make me laugh, bruv. Like, legitimately make me laugh. Sorry, I'm actually going to message Aaron. I want Aaron on the air to chat about that, bro. I want my man like Aaron on the air to talk about that. No way they lost that badly. Get your score predictions in for this game as well. We're going to be here for the next couple of hours. Want to hear from you. Want to know what you're thinking, feeling, saying, etc., etc., etc. But loads of big results today. Shock results as well. Shock results as well today. Right across football. Hoffenheim beat them 4-1. How is that? I'm actually in shock by that. I'm having to check that as well in case some of you are lying to me. 4-1, bruv. I'm only laughing because people just talk about, like, they talk about these things like, how do I put this? Like, Man United stuttering at the start of the season is we're the only team in Europe that's going to happen to. It's a madness, bruv. It's an absolute madness. Hoffenheim just beat the treble winners 4-1, bruv. 4-1. That is a madness. That's an absolute madness in itself. It truly, truly is. There we go. Game is now kicked off here. Owen thinks it's going to be 2-1 to Leicester City today. Robert Moore thinks 4-1 to Man City. We shall see. I'm intrigued by this game, though. I'm genuinely intrigued by it. I'm excited about what's gonna happen here today. I really, really am. Just make sure you all do me a big, big favour and you're hitting like buttons, you're hitting share buttons, you're hitting everything that we need you to do to help support the Football Terrace. It's very, very important that you help us out in that way. There we go. Nabil here says Bayern out maybe. I don't get that. Buying out. Oh, buying out maybe. Sorry. I misread what you put. Yeah, maybe. But this is the thing. Like, people are just panicking about their team starts to the season. Everybody seems muttery and stuttery. Like, I think, for instance, that Liverpool will beat Arsenal tomorrow. That would be my prediction. If I was making a prediction at this point, that's what I would say. I would my prediction would be that Liverpool will win. But if Arsenal pick up the 3 points tomorrow, do you think I'm going to be shocked? Do you think I'm going to be like, oh my God, I never imagined that could happen? Of course it could happen, especially at this stage of the season. There's no doubt about it whatsoever that these things could happen. Double O here says, I remember Aaron talking about we should be worried about the Champions League and Bayern after they were losing to off. Listen, Bayern Munich are amazing and they're a brilliant team. My point is, there hasn't been a team yet, barring Everton, right? There hasn't been a team yet this season who have impressed me to like epic levels in relation to the start of their season. They may have won games and accumulated points, but I wouldn't say, oh my God, my socks have been blown off. I'm petrified of these teams. Let us just allow... Look at Dortmund. Dortmund's first couple of games, everybody's like, oh my God, did you see how good Dortmund are? United are in trouble. Look how easy they cut teams up. And then they go and get themselves beat in their next game. 2-0. It's crazy. Let's look at it after 5-6 games of the season, and let's look at everybody's win ratios and see where they are. And I know you'll say, yeah, but what performances? Cool. Performances will come in time. They always have, and they always will. They will come in time. You know? But, and it's unprecedented times. But I'm not even surprised Bayern Munich lost today. Bayern Munich haven't had a pre-season. They've had less of a break than what Man United have had. And although they're a brilliant team, that's still going to impact them. Hi, Billy T. Hope you're well. Hi, Martin White. Says Spurs should have got more goals. Only themselves to blame. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, the rule itself is a madness. It's a ridiculous rule. It's going to cost teams goals. And you know what? If it's a really narrow game... Oh, what a goal! Oh, Mahrez, what a strike! What a goal! 1-0 to Manchester City, but that was a beauty. You are not keeping that out with one, not with two, not with three goalkeepers. Oh, my God. What a goal. Bang! Woo! Woo! Oh, my word. One of the best goals of the season you will see. What a strike. Oh! 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 My God! Wow! Wow! That was sensational. Absolutely sensational. Sensational. Majestic. Poetic. Beautiful. Brilliant. Wow. What a way to start the game. And you know what? Sometimes you just need these kind of goals early on to get yourselves kind of underway. Yeah, man like Aaron is with us now. I'm just going to be with him in just a second because I am not on the right screen. There we are. How you doing, bro? You good?
How are you? How are you?
Mate, did you just see Mahrez's goal?
I've just seen it, man.
Oh!
Great goal.
Mate, do you know what? Goals like that just, they're like, that's what football's about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. I'm trying to get you into the stream, but I'm having problems with it. I've got a feeling my XSplit is about to crash, which is not what I need it to do. We'll see what it does in a second. It might catch up with itself, mate. But Bayern Munich as well today, bruv.
Yeah, I've seen the score.
It's your fault. You jinxed him, bruv. You jinxed him yesterday.
Nah, but you know what? It can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. But I think everyone knows in the end they'll probably win the league again. I haven't seen their lineup. I don't know who played, who didn't play, because that could play. That could play a part as well. But yeah, man, it happens to the bigger teams, man. It happens to anyone.
No, mate, I agree with you. It can happen to it. That's why I've kind of said to a few people.
Oh, that was a very strong team.
Yeah, I've said to quite a few people, like I'm just sort of calm about everything at the minute because I think that we're in this situation this season where it's just unprecedented times. Do you get where I'm coming from? That Bayern Munich, in fact, like I mean this in absolute respect to them, they've had less pre-season than anyone.
Yeah,
because they played up until that. Them and of course Paris Saint-Germain, who themselves they've lost 2 of their opening league games. They've actually played weak squads, but it's because they've had no pre-season. So it's. I was saying earlier on in the stream, I'm really intrigued to see what if we grab all the top teams in Europe, right? Say the top 5 teams in Europe, right? If we were to grab them all in say a month's time and look at their opening 5-6 games in all comps and look at the win ratio, there'll be a few that'll be high, but I guarantee you everybody, maybe not Liverpool, but most are going to drop points in at least 2 or 3 games. We've seen it with Chelsea. United already, Tottenham, I mean, their result was mad. I mean, that penalty was crazy. However, they had so many chances today to put this game to bed, and they missed them.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of the beast, I suppose. I'm trying to get you on the screen, and I'm really struggling at the moment. It's not allowing me to switch scenes on XSplit, which is a piss take. I'm trying to resolve that issue now. But I was about to ask you what you thought was going to happen in the game with Man City and Leicester, but they've already gone 1-0 up now. So it's going to be such an uphill task now for Leicester City, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them now because City are literally just going to let the ball do the work, play their passing game. They're comfortable with it. Every player seems comfortable with the way City are playing. So it's going to be hard. I think it's going to take individual brilliance from one of the Leicester players, or like a good team goal to equalize. Oh, they just lost the ball there again. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be hard for them, man. And I know it's only 1-0, but it's City, man. They just scored one. They can go ahead and score two, and once they go 2 up, it's 3-4 easily. So, it's one of them where it's hard, man. Especially when you concede this early.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, City. Or a mistake or something like that. I think, this is the thing when you play someone like Man City, because of their ball retention. When they score, I look at it when Man United play. Us scoring a goal first works because teams come out against us and we can use our potency of attacking. When City score first, it becomes so hard because they can just hold on to the ball for 4 or 5 minutes at a time. And in a football match, when you don't touch the ball for it, even if it's 3 or 4 minutes, it's painful and it's exhausting and it's tiring.
Frustrating as well.
It's absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It really, really is.
That's when you start making them. Imagine if you're playing against a team and they just holding onto the ball for 5, 6, 7 minutes. You're not touching any of the ball. You'll get frustrated and start making fouls and start to get booked. And that's how, you accumulate yellow and red cards because of frustration, really.
Mate, I couldn't agree with you more, mate. It's an absolute madness. It really, really is a madness with the way they do it. And that's why sometimes I'd never want any of our ex-managers back because I don't like the idea of doing that. But I'd always love to see Louis van Gaal's style.
Oh, he's going to whip that one in.
I'd always love to see LVG's style with the quality of player we have now. Because we have much better ballers at the club now, I think, than we did when he first came in. And I'd love to see how that would work. Because we held the ball so regularly and so easily. Here we go. Switch screens. There we go. Got you up on screen now. That's cool.
Okay, cool.
Crashed. Damn thing crashed. It says stream resume, so it should have kept everyone in. Hope you're all good, everyone. Hope you're well. Sorry, XSplit crashed and had to go and sort that out and everything else. It's literally been a madness today. I've had to jump from one stream to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I just had a team of people. But one day we will. One day we will. Make sure everyone who's tuning in, you're hitting that like button for us. Really, really important. Man. Start of the season's been mad as well. I never expected Everton to be this good because they look slick. Everton probably look the best team at the moment. Yeah. They just look
I didn't expect
potent.
Everton to look this good, but I kind of had them in the back of my mind and I went, they can be a threat this season. But I didn't expect them to start so well. I honestly didn't.
Yeah, but my only fear for them is I feel like if you peak early this season, barring if Liverpool just go on a madness or City because of I think anyone who peaks early might struggle. In some respects, and we won't ever know. No one's ever going to reveal this information. I get the feeling that some teams have they want a slow, staggered start into the season on a fitness level, so that they can spread these players over what is going to be a very compact, busy and difficult season. And I feel like the Evertons of this world and the Palaces that have started really, really well. I just have this little feeling that we might see a drop off halfway through later on. But then that's just a theory based on some stuff I've read from a few sort of conditioning coaches and sports scientists that think you've basically said you've got to really just bring yourself easily into these campaigns because of the way football is. A lot of players haven't really had a rest. They had that 3-month break, but that was so different from a normal pre-season they weren't doing the standard stereotypical things they would normally do. Because they anticipate there's going to be something like a 60% increase this year on injuries across all football clubs.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Because
crazy.
They've been playing so much.
Yeah.
They've been playing a lot of games. And you can bet that a lot of these injuries are going to be muscular.
Yeah. Through fatigue and tiredness and then bang, something called pull, something called rip.
Yeah.
Along those lines.
See what I mean? Like City are so comfortable on the ball, man. It's ridiculous. Ooh.
Yeah, they are too comfortable. It's crazy how comfortable they are on the ball. And we were saying last night on a stream late at night, I get why some Man United fans want us to play like that in terms of just that kind of football. But I feel like there's only a handful of managers in the world that can do that anyway. And then it's about it working. Interestingly, I don't actually enjoy Pep Guardiola like as a if he was my manager, I'd enjoy it because I'd love to dominate the ball. Because I feel like if you're a man generally, if your club is run by Pep,
Yeah.
I feel like you don't feel pressure in most games because the opponents very rarely had the ball. Like I never felt under that much pressure when LVG was here, even when we weren't winning, because no one ever had the ball. Where now I always feel on edge because teams are always attacking us. Like it feels like that.
Sure.
So I'm always on edge. But I've never really enjoyed Pep Guardiola's team's games because I don't find they're competitive. I find it's all very one-sided, and I don't know. It reminds me of, sometimes if you watch boxing and stuff, you'll get a fighter, and it's a bit of a gimme fight where they're fighting someone well below their standard, and I watch it, but I'm never really excited about it because I know what's happening. I know the superior fighter is going to come out on top, and that's what was nice last season, seeing City be a bit vulnerable and losing so many games. It was kind of refreshing to see because normally they get those goals. 2 years running, they got nearly 100 points. I know it sounds like a harsh thing to say, but for me, it was proper boring as a non-City fan.
And you know what? Well, my dad is a big Bayern Munich fan, and he always used to tell me, obviously, he appreciates what Guardiola's done at Bayern Munich. But one thing that annoyed him was when they played teams, they literally tried to pass the ball into the net instead of just, when you're outside the box and there's an opportunity, you've got a little opening, just take the shot. My dad used to go crazy all the time. He was like, why are you not shooting? Why are you not shooting? Because they literally tried to pass the ball into the net. Even like in the little, you've got the 18-yard box and the little box just like in front of the goal.
Yeah.
Even tried to give passes to each other inside the box. And that's what annoyed him. Like Guardiola's he's a perfectionist. So that's how he wants to play football. And I'm guessing it just depends. You either like it or you don't. I like it when it's outside of the box. Obviously, the triangles and the zones, how he sees the pitch. And he's got like, I seen someone explain it the other day. Like he sees the pitch as a series of lines, and in between those lines, you can never have more than 3 players in each line, and it's just ridiculous. It sounds like maths, but it's complicated.
It's no, mate. I get it when you explain it like that, and it makes sense, and I don't have any issue with that, and I think the science behind it.
Yeah.
And how he does it and why he does it. I personally think that I find that more intriguing than actually watching them play football. I just don't enjoy. I just can't help it. I just find it boring to watch because I think it's, again, people can call me like it's not even about being a passion merchant. It's like the way Arsenal played peak Wenger, there was elements of possession, but it was still quick. I find I feel like I know, and listen, it makes perfect sense what he does. Why would I give my opponents an opportunity? I saw Barcelona at their peak. They'd be 2-0 up in a game, and there'd be 40 minutes to go, and the other team would barely touch the ball. And I'd sit there going, but it ruins the spectacle. And the irony of it is this: we all say that football's an entertainment sport, and we want to be entertained. But I'm never entertained unless it's my team. I'm never entertained by a match that's so one-sided. It's not entertaining. Like there's moments of individual brilliance in football that was good, this was good, that was good. But in terms of the game as a contest, it isn't. And it's why I think when Inter Milan beat them and Jose was Inter's manager, it's why I think so many people got behind Jose because one, he suddenly wasn't at an English club, but also it was just nice to see them get beat because they just never got bloody beat. And hang on. Lovely. Sterling. Quality. I love Raheem Sterling as well. Oh, yeah. It is brilliant. It is brilliant. And it's interesting, though, that with City, because it was onside as well. It's lovely football.
Yeah.
I always wonder if they would have brought Pep Guardiola in 8 years ago, 9 years ago, at the beginning of this journey, or when he first left Bayern, when they were still new to this money, I wonder if they'd have been as good as they are now. Because, of course, Pep can teach people to play very good football. Whether people like Pep or not, I call him a fraud or a checkbook manager. He's absolute class, and I don't believe in the fraud thing. I'll banter it, but I don't believe in it. But it's also about the one thing about him, which I don't know if I find it frustrating or if I find or if it's a compliment. I don't think he would join a team that isn't in a perfect position to create the best environment for him. So I don't think he'd go to AC Milan. That's what I'd love to see him do next. Revive AC Milan. I don't think he'd ever would have come.
I think he can, you know. I actually think he can. I think his next destination will be Italy. I don't know where, but I think he could do something with I was going to say Real Madrid, AC Milan.
But I want to see him. I want to see him go somewhere that isn't perfect. And what I mean by that, no club is 100% perfect, but the 3 clubs he's managed, when he's been as their manager, the structure, the culture, the squads, the running of the football club, they've all been impeccable. And they've
especially
been
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, especially Bayern Munich. But people sleep on Man City. Like, it's from top to bottom, it's a well-oiled machine. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy around what happened with financial fair play, but as a football club, they run amazingly.
That's true.
And that's where I think sometimes people get themselves confused. You look at Liverpool FSG, they made mistakes in the early years when they took over, but predominantly they did an excellent job over the course of time, and they built a system that enabled Klopp to flourish. And I think that that's why I want to see Pep leave when he leaves, and I'd love to see him almost step outside his comfort zone and go to a club like an AC Milan, like you mentioned, or another team that's kind of fallen from grace, or things aren't quite perfect at the club yet, and go in there and turn it round. And I would just love to see if he could do it, or whether or not he's just a guy I want to just be at a club that's in a perfect position. We've got a super chat here from Nima that says, Terry, do you think this was the ideal season to scrap the Carabao Cup? Useless, meaningless cup, in my opinion. What do you make of that, Aaron? Do you think they should have got rid of it to save games, or...
I mean, I don't think they would have scrapped it completely because they would have lost money. I think they've already taken a huge risk in scrapping the replays and extra time. No, not extra time, the replays. I think now, when there's a draw, they just go straight to extra time and pennies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they could have scrapped it because obviously they lose money and they're already losing a lot of money with, the fans not being able to go to the stadiums. So
yeah.
But I do agree that, if you look at it from a perspective like a Manchester United and you think, we already have the league, FA Cup, Champions League. Do we really need the Carabao Cup? No, we don't. So when you look at it from that point of view, you can say we don't. But if it's a smaller club, they live off these cup competitions. So they're thinking we can use this and, try and do bits in those competitions.
Yeah. No, but I agree with you on that. And I think, I look at Man United and it's an opportunity for a cup and a trophy, and I think winning trophies has become, well, it's always been important. It's always been massively important, but now it feels even more important, in my opinion, with everything else that's going on. And you look at the next round. I mean, the next round this week. Obviously, we're going to be covering that live on the Football Terrace, and I'm very excited.
Oh, there you go. Good ball.
Opportunity here. I don't
rate Barnes here. He was looking for his...
Thing is, as well, I don't rate Barnes. And that sounds harsh. I think he's... I don't even want to sound harsh, but I think he's a bit of a... I think he's really overrated. In terms of...
He's an average footballer,
Yeah, like he's got one of those... he's got decent technique. He's got good skill. But whenever I watch him play, I've seen him play so many times for Leicester. I feel just like... I don't think he's any better than Mark Albrighton. And Mark Albrighton's a good footballer. Does that make sense? Just a good footballer. There's a lot of hype about him. But
I guess it's one of those where Brendan Rodgers really likes him. That's why. Because he was on loan at West Brom and Rodgers brought him back in January or something. In the middle of the season, just brought him back. So I think it's one of those where he just likes him. Oh, that's a foul, ref. Yeah, that's a booking.
That's crazy there by Tillemans. I know they're trying to stop a counter-attack, but you've now got to walk around for like 3 quarters of this game now on a yellow card. That's crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy from him. It really is. But yeah, as I say, like it's with the Carabao Cup this week. This is why I think I get the point that you made with Super Chat and really appreciate it. But from a Man United fan's point of view, this week 2 big teams go out of the Carabao Cup because of the draw. You've got I want to make sure I get this right, but my understanding is you've got
Tottenham are playing Chelsea, isn't it?
yeah, and I think that's the point I'm alluding to. It's sort of, you look at the fixtures of it. I'm just getting them up on the screen now. Like, we've got Brighton, by the way, which is going to be tough. We're in the same place again. But you've got Tottenham versus Chelsea on Tuesday, and then you have Liverpool Arsenal on the Thursday. So you're in a situation where, as a guarantee, if you look at Man City as an example, by the end of this week, there could be quite a few of your big rivals for this trophy out of the competition. But equally, that could be Man United who get a bit of a touch. You know, we could be in a situation where Arsenal knock out Liverpool, Tottenham knock out Chelsea, and maybe Burnley do a madness and knock out City, which could happen, you know, in terms of, you never know with these things. And suddenly you're going, well, we left in it. And then you could get another lucky round where you miss all the big teams and they knock each other out. And sometimes, I mean, City had it 2 years running where they just had the easiest runs I've ever seen in my life to a cup final. And to 2 cup finals, 4 cup finals, I think they got to in the end. And it was a case of like, I wish we had a run like that. And even when we won it with Van Gaal in 2016, the toughest game we had was a semi-final, and that was Everton. We didn't play one big team in that run. Mm-hmm. And that's why I get the point. It could be scrapped. But you know what? You might get a nice, easy run, get yourself to a final, win a trophy, takes pressure off Ollie, gives the club something to hold on to. By the way, you can get your super chats in. We'll take super chat questions and questions from our members as well. Another one here from DSE says, Terry, serious question. Do you think Man United's penalty yesterday was legit, or rather falls under the same category as those stupid decisions that we're seeing? Always support your shows. Great work. I'll let Aaron go on this in a sec. For me, yesterday's one was a stonewall penalty. The way Mapai puts his hand up, it was stupidity from him, but it was a natural reaction because that header from Maguire, that was going in. That 100% a header. The direction of it, the power on it, and Mapai just did what footballers have done it so many times over the years, where they just that's what I call a proper handball. And that's what the law should be. If someone deliberately puts their hand up to stop it, he jumped up, he kept his hand there. It was dumb. 100. Yeah, I don't look at it the same way as Lindelof's or the same one as today, which was just crazy. What about yourself, Aaron?
I pretty much think the same. It was just weird that it all happened after the final whistle. I still can't believe we got a penalty after. That's a goal.
Oh.
I still can't believe it happened after the final whistle. That was a bit of a weird one, but
it
was a penalty for me as well.
But that's where I love VAR, because a lot of people I didn't look at the laws, but a lot of people sent me the law that with the VAR protocol, if a decision happens and then the final whistle goes, it can be taken back. So it wasn't like a protocol was broken yesterday, and this is why I want these opportunity. Play it.
Yeah, has to.
But
pull it back. There you go.
No. Stupid.
That could have been the equaliser there.
That should have been the equaliser. That's so poor. So poor from City there.
It was a good play from Leicester.
Sorry, Leicester City. Do you know what, though? That pass was overhit. But do you know what's mad about it? See, it shows they've got in twice now. You can get in. You can get in at them. You've just got to be clinical when you get in at them. Exactly. You really need to. Justin was poor there. But that's why I want these laws to be good, bro, because I feel like, how do I say this in the right way? Last year's law about that had goals scored disallowed if it touched any part of the hand or arm, even accidentally, was stupid because there were some that shouldn't have been done. And then you have this new one. God. Oh, Mahrez. The way he does that. The way he does that.
The thing with Mahrez, you can see that drag back coming, but you just can't stop it.
Yeah.
You can see it coming from miles. He's going to do it. You fall for it anyways.
Bro, it was like it's funny, right? You know, maybe a lot of people bigging up Ben White. What Rashford did to him yesterday was harsh. He's like, go back to he sent him back to the Championship. He's just like, Mahrez here, you're going to go, that's nice. There we go. So, yeah, I just feel like I want the laws to be better so that VAR isn't scapegoated, because people right now are VAR and referees killing the game. It's like, no, their job is to, like,
go by the rules.
You know, it's like half the time with certain laws, you know, like I remember my friend was in court and he was in St. Petty, and basically like the policeman had to give evidence, and I don't respect very many police officers, but this guy did, and he was basically like really didn't want to arrest the guy. I think the law's stupid, but it's my job. And he said to understand, and I was like, I even turned up and told him, I'm really sorry that I'm here to do this, but I have to, otherwise, like, and that's how I feel these referees feel with these stupid laws. It's like, Are we really giving that as handball? Yeah, you have to. Oh, I'm going to get so much crap because of it.
But I have to do it.
Yeah, but I have to. It's just how it is, man. Get your questions into us. We're live for the next hour or so, and we will be doing a post-game reaction show. And 9 p.m. tonight, Aaron's hosting that United show.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys tune in. Lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. Obviously, last night's game, the Jadon Sancho deal. It's not about will it happen or not, but it's more so will it make or break us. So that will be a very good conversation, because I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying Sancho's going to come in. He's going to come into a disjointed team. He's not going to fix us. So it'll be a good thing to know what everyone's opinion is going to be on the panel. So make sure you guys tune in 9 p.m.
So it is an interesting one, that how most of the summer it was just like, just give us Sancho, we'll be happy. Now a lot of people are like, I don't even want Sancho. Just spend that money on 3 other players. It's a really... yeah, but you know what's mad? You know, we could play our next couple of games against some of the big boys, do well, and then no one will be saying that. I think everyone's just got to chill. But we'll get onto that tonight. Well, you guys will get onto that tonight. Prem here with a super chat says, Son out of the United game next week. Ollie's juju is something else. So yeah, Son's
what
injured.
happened to Son?
He picked up an injury, so it looks like he's out of the Man United game. That is a touch.
Oh, wow.
Like, no matter what else they've got to come in, that is a touch.
I mean, it's positive for us, because if there's one player that I was fearing in that Spurs team, it's Son, because he's been on fire lately. And I honestly think he's one of the best finishers in the league. Like, you put him through one-on-one against the goalkeeper, you can, like, 9 times out of 10, it's a goal.
Yeah, he is just so good. He is
I
so
think he's too good for Spurs, man. I think he should leave. He's too good for Spurs.
Yeah. Yeah, Son's such a good football player. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I feel the same about Harry Kane, mate. I look at Harry Kane, and I don't even mean it with any salt. He's just too good. Like, even today, like, I know he missed 2 or 3 saves. He didn't take chances, but the goal, like, he set up, it's just like he can just do. I just want to see how good he is in a proper team. Does that make sense? I just want to see how good he is in a. I say it sounds harsh to Tottenham fans.
How old is he now?
26, 27. I just want to see him.
There's still time for him to move, man.
Yeah, but it has to be in this. It won't be this summer, but it needs to be
next one.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Because imagine like players like Son and Kane in 4 or 5 years' time breaking records, killing it, and they ain't got a trophy, man. Imagine not having like. You even think about this, right? Rashford at Man United, Martial at Man United. These boys, Pogba at Man United. It's been a horrible 7-8 years. But we still picked up 3 trophies.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I look at it and think to myself, I wouldn't swap places. People say, I'd never have swapped places with Tottenham. Not once. Because at least we've won something. Like, these players have got something to their name, man. Tottenham, I don't know. It's a lot of the fans, though, as well. It's why I respect Expression so much. Because Expression's like, he said, like, I remember him saying about this whole getting annoyed about fans not wanting to win, being happy just to be in the finals and not win things, and he hates that mentality. And I agree with him. Tyrone here says, Terry, you should remember Bergwijn. Listen, bruv, I respect Bergwijn. I respect all your players. I'm just saying to you now, having one of your best players missing is a bonus, bruv. It's like you can't get away from it. If you know, you can still beat us. Of course, you can still beat us at the weekend. But if Son's missing, that's such an element of potency missing and gone from your team. So yeah, man, I'm not happy he's injured, but I'm happy he won't be playing, man. As simple as that. Tottenham also play Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday as well. Oh yeah, they do, innit? They play in the Carabao Cup Tuesday. They play the They play in the Europa League on Thursday and us on Sunday. Again, this is where you look at it. This is where you look at that, and it's okay if we don't have the energy to outplay them in that game. It's ridiculous. Because by then we'll have played like 4 games. So you start the sharpness thing. You start to go, hang on a minute, what are you talking about now? But yeah, Brighton's true. Yeah, Brighton's going to be an interesting one this week.
Do you think they're going to put out a strong team, or?
I think I think it'll be about 50.
Oh, what?
The KDB. I think it'll be 50-50. I think you'll see some of the reserve. It all depends what's going on in this transfer market, bruv. Because you know when I saw like no Igalo and no Dan James on the bench yesterday.
So Igalo went. I didn't even notice.
No, Igalo weren't on the bench yesterday, bruv. So I don't know what that means. And then you see the link to like Josh King. The thing is, we've got him on the 6-month loan, but I guarantee you we can end it. I guarantee you we can end that. I bet there's a clause in it where we can end that loan, right? And I'd feel harsh on Igalo if we did.
It would, yeah.
But I get this feeling that I was so gassed when he first started playing. He was really impressing me, man. I think he was playing on fumes and adrenaline. And with like the last 3 or 4 times he'd come on, I've just thought to myself, what's he doing? Like, I without even being horrible, I get the feeling that there's going to be 2 or 3 big bits of movement. Pereira, Lingard.
I was going to talk about this to you earlier. We're selling, well, not selling. He's going out on loan, right, to Lazio with an option to buy of 27 million.
Bro.
How the hell did we do that?
Bro. So this is one thing I was saying to someone the other day, right? Wait for the dust to settle at this transfer window.
Yeah.
But if things go at it, they're looking right now. I know people. I don't want to sound like I'm praising the Glazers. I'm praising Ollie here in terms of the restructure since he's been there. We could end up going through this summer where we end up getting over £20 million for Chris Smalling.
Oh, the combination is mad.
It's ridiculous. Whew. Between 20 and 25 million for Lingard. Mm-hmm. A deal that could see us get 27 million for Pereira. And ridiculous. At the same time, pick up. That's only like £8 million less than we got Van der Beek for. And we can also pick up Tellus. We're going to get him for about 17 million quid, mate.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, we're trying to play, because they want 20 million. Ooh,
goal.
That's a nice goal. Offside?
Offside given. Thank God for that.
Apparently, we're trying to pressure them to accept less than 20. And apparently, they would be willing to accept less because obviously they need the money and whatnot. And they would be willing to accept 17 or what was it, 17, 18 in the last week of the transfer window, which is this week, basically. So apparently we're just waiting for them to just go, you know what, 17, 18 is fine. Just take it.
And the thing is, I've said for the reason I'm not kicking off about this approach is I've been begging for it for years. And the reason I've been begging for it for years is because their owners take so much money out of the club that you have to look after those pennies. You know, if we save the £3 or £4 million that we save on the Tellus deal, do you know that's about the increase in salary that we're going to give to Paul Pogba in terms of overall a year. So this is where I say to people, like, you have to take care of the pennies when you're a club like Man United, where you've got owners that takes between interest and dividends are taking 60, 70, 80 million pound a year out of the football club. And that's a lovely turn by Mendy.
Good turn.
That's amazing.
Put him through.
See,
man.
Barnes, man, you're a bum. Bum. That's a penalty.
Ooh, yeah, that's a penalty.
That's a pen, man. That's a pen. Yes. Yep. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this. But yeah, like from my point of view, bruv, I just feel like I want to see business done like this. Because if you do it for 2 or 3 years, you'll start to get better deals in the market. And, you know, we got over... Yeah, it's a penalty. Yeah, it is a penalty. That's stupid by Walker. Harvey Barnes was so right to hold on to that ball, wasn't he? But no, go on. Sorry, mate.
That reminds me of the Pogba one yesterday.
Yeah, the difference was with Pogba's. Pogba didn't actually... Pogba put his hand on him and then let go. Yeah. Smart. Yeah. This would be mad, you know. If this is Leicester's first shot on goal in the whole game.
And it's a goal. Could be a goal, sorry.
Could be a goal. First shot in the whole game here.
How many goals has Vardy on already? I think he's on 2, innit? 2 or 3.
I haven't even... Do you know what's mad? I haven't even looked at anything like that yet.
I think he's on 2 already. He scored 2 against West Brom.
There we go. Here we go. Vardy steps up.
Oh!
Boom! Goal, bruv.
Top bins, man.
Mate, that was... Do you know what? It went unnoticed yesterday because of everything else that was going on. But how good was Bruno Fernandes's penalty yesterday?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
For the last
nerve
minute of a
that
game
got
as
in.
well. Like,
Yeah,
man. Oh, that was a goal. It's 1-1 in this game now as well. This game just come alive as well because of that goal. Get your super chat questions in now for myself and Aaron. We want to hear from you. Member questions as well. We'll go through. Please, please, please.
Yeah, Kyle Walker knows he messed up there, man. He knows it.
Yeah. Most goals scored against Pep Guardiola's Man City. Vardy's now on 7.
Okay.
But this is bad. Heung-min Song on 5. Lionel Messi on 4. Mo Salah on 4.
Salah 4.
That's... Oh, yeah, you're watching the same show as me. That also goes to show, doesn't it, like the quality of Jamie Vardy, who... he's won a Premier League, so you could probably not put him in that same category as like as a Harry Kane. But if he'd have gone...
I've got respect for Jamie, man. I've got respect for him to put up those kind of numbers at the age of 33 in the Premier League, where you're playing against top teams year in, year out. You've got to give him credit, man.
Yeah,
I give him credit for that, honestly.
No, I agree.
It's a shame, really. It's a shame that he never got that move to Arsenal, because I think if he would have went to Arsenal, he could have reached different heights. But obviously, the business.
Maybe not Arsenal. Maybe not when he was going to go to Arsenal. I think not going to Arsenal was the right thing for him. Maybe I know Aubameyang's done well. Yeah, I just sort of feel like
it looks like it now because they've got Aubameyang. That's why.
Yeah, but I suppose Aubameyang's done well there in terms of it as an individual. But I like Jamie Vardy. Do you know? I just noticed. Well, what's it? Dominic Calvert-Lewin's on 5 goals this season, isn't he?
Yep, top scorer.
5 goals, man. But interesting people up there as well, because you've got like Patrick Bamford on 3 goals. So he started well. He scored in every game so far. And he was, Zaha's on 3. Although, listen, I'm not getting gassed on that, because that guy might end up finishing the season on 5 with the way he plays. That's decent in terms of him. Danny Ings already on 3 goals again. See, Danny Ings is one of those guys. We're looking at these like backup strikers, and Josh King's name's come up again. And I don't dislike Josh King as a backup. I always feel like, why not test the resolve for someone like Danny Ings, who not only could be a good backup, but could also push, in a different kind of striker to what we already have.
Yeah.
But that's what we'd have, years ago, that's what Man United would have done. We'd have just gone, right, who's a top quality striker at a lesser club? Bang, you go in there, pick them up cheaply. Mohamed Salah also.
If Fergie was there, you would have gone for a Danny Ings.
Yeah. And I like Danny Ings as well. Like, he just suffered with injuries when he went to Liverpool. That kind of, I think, curtailed his career as an example. But he's he's a decent baller, man. Comment here says, "What's good, my guys?" From Usman. Usman, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm sure. Man, like Aaron was away in a plush hotel yesterday. Did you have a good night? Good day?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was really good. Really good. Sometimes just, switch off for a weekend.
Top assister so far in the league this year. Harry Kane on 5.
Oh, yeah. He gave 4 against... that turn from Mendy was lovely, man.
Yeah.
Gave 4 against Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with early season statistics. Even with like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, everything can look great at the start, and then it just takes... It can take you can go to another 4 or 5 games and not do anything, and it changes. But Harry Kane.
Do you think Calvert-Lewin should be an option for England?
The problem that Calvert-Lewin has, he's a central striker, and he's up against Harry Kane, so that's difficult for him in the first instance. I don't actually think overall he's as good as Tammy Abraham. He's he's on a real purple patch of form. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then you've got all the other strikers. It's hard because he can't do what Rashford, Sterling, Greenwood, these kind of inside forwards do. Does that make sense? I don't look at him as a guy that plays the channels in the same way. It's just, again, it's hard for any central striker. But if he got called up, I wouldn't be shocked or surprised or annoyed by it. Does that make sense? But, But once Greenwood becomes a proper number 9 and goes central, no one's getting a look in anyway, bruv. So it's not even... Do you get what I mean? Like, I mean, how old is Calvert-Lewin? 23. He's still quite young, actually. 23. Okay, well, maybe I'm being a bit disrespectful. We're going to turn 24 this year.
That's a great ball from Tielemans. Great ball.
The counter's on. Barnes overrun it again, man.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be a corner, though. No, he's not giving it. See, Barnes just isn't good. Like, I know he put that ball through to set the goal up. But when you're in this position here, that first touch is too heavy.
Got to do better than that.
Yeah. Man's just
got to do better here.
Man's just a Jesse Lingard. Brian here, the super chat says, Aaron, you played at a high level. Can you please tell me how effective it is for a coach to be on the touchline? What is Ollie doing sitting down?
From my experience, it helped me massively. I'm the type of player who, I'm not saying you constantly need to tell me what to do, but it helps me. It helps me a lot. I would feel confused if I was playing and my manager was just sitting there not saying a word. Like, I would feel confused. I'd feel a bit anxious. I don't know. Am I doing something right? Am I doing it wrong? Not saying that I need to be babysitted, but I'm just saying, like, you get my point. So for me, when I was playing, it was really important for me for my manager to be on the touchline and telling me what to do and, giving me certain instructions during the game. Sometimes when there was a foul, he'd pull me to the side and say, look, do this, do that. So that's just personally, innit? That's just for me. I don't know how it is with United and Ollie. I don't know if it helps certain players. I don't know if certain players like it or don't like it. I don't know. So yeah, it's just one of those. But for me, I'd love it if my manager. I'd love to play for a manager like a. I'm not going to say Pep because he does that as well. Like a Simeone. I would love to play for a manager like him because he's just constantly just instructions from the first till the 90th minute, just telling man what to do. I'd love to play for.
No, I agree with you on that. I like managers and people like that. I like that passion coming from them. The problem that you have, and it's about the individual character as a manager, because if let's just say Ollie or. Because a lot of people like Graham Potter's football. Graham Potter, he might be standing there, but he ain't doing anything. Like, he's not a shouter. Does that make sense? He's watching.
Yeah.
For some people, how do I put this in the right way? Because Fergie wasn't like that as a manager either. Fergie, most of the time, would send his assistant to tell you what to do. He'd every now and then, he would blast you. I remember the famous one was, do you remember the one with Johnny Evans when we were playing away at AC Milan? And I think he said something like, you do that one more time, you're done out here.
Yeah.
And that also has its own impact for some people, because it's almost a case of, well, if Fergie doesn't say much, if he does address me about something, it's either massive praise or a massive problem. Mm-hmm. So you got that. But as you say, it's all down to individual character. I sometimes want to see more from Ollie in that area. I'm sitting there thinking, bruv, man, we're being outplayed. You go down and do it. But then I've also seen Ollie down there doing stuff, saying to do that, and then people make memes out of him. So it's like, you either want him to be down there instructing people or you don't. And I get that. But even with Pep, though, you remember some of the funny things they've done to Pep? Like when some of the weird sort of movements he does. Yeah, it's interesting. But I'm with you, mate. I prefer a coach. In whatever sport I've done, I prefer the person to be shouting at me, both positive and negative. I even like that in a workplace. Now, it's banned now. But I remember when I was first in the sales environments, I remember a manager grabbed me by the scruff of the neck because I said something back to him, right? He said something about, I need more sales from you. And I said something like, I've done enough this week. Don't put no more pressure on me. He went, who are you chatting back to? I told him to shut up. And he grabbed me like this by my shirt. I was like 17. And I'm like, what are you doing, bruv? What are you doing, bruv? And he shouted at me, went away separate ways. And then it was fine. I got into a row when I first joined Barclays. My manager there, Christine, love her, Jamaican lady. A couple of days before, I'd been whinging all day because we were in a really bad month. And 2 days later, she heard me say something. And I was moaning about a refereeing decision in football, something like this.
Yeah. And
I walked past the office and she said, she come out and she like pokes me in the arm. She's like, are you being negative in here again? I was like, what? She went, are you walking around here being negative? I said, what are you talking about? And she got right in my face. She's like, well, you being negative for? Why are you being negative first thing in the morning, bringing everybody down? I said, I was chatting about the football last night. She went, were you really, yeah? And she said, yeah. She went towards me. I went, yeah. And I put myself back towards her. People got in between us, went our separate ways. But then like 20 minutes later, I come across her in the staff room. I was making a cup. I said, do you want a cup of tea? She went, yeah. And it was fine. That's just how work environments used to be when they were quite pressured. And it wasn't like, I don't know, I just didn't take it offensively. I just like that environment. The only time I don't like it is if the person that you do it with holds a grudge. Does that make sense? I've always liked coaches or bosses or colleagues where you can have a heated discussion, but once it's done, and you all move on. It's when you get into those rows with people and then for the rest of eternity, they don't like you. Well, we see that on socials, bruv. Like, some people, you can banter them or call them out on a point and they block you for life, or they never chat to you again, or they never come on your show or never invite you on theirs.
Yeah. No,
but then, like, from my point of view, it's like, no, it's not about that. I love the challenge. You know, people have got to sort of wise up to it a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Do me a big favor, everybody. Please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the retweet button, and subscribe to the Football Terrace. Whoa, what a day. Monday is loads tomorrow as well. Loads, everything going on.
What games tomorrow as well? Yeah, Liverpool, the big one. Liverpool, Arsenal. I think Aston Villa's playing. Who are they playing? Aston Villa, Fulham. Yeah, Fulham back in action.
Sorry, the group chat, the Football Terrace group chat makes me laugh. Our new badge and our new headers for the channels will be done very soon. So I was chatting to the designer today. Some slight subtle changes, so looking forward to that. But there we go. There's so much football on at the moment as well. Just feels like there hasn't been, but it doesn't feel like there's been a break. That's the weird bit. Like,
yeah,
maybe as United fans, we did the Europa and stuff, and then there was only like 2 or 3 weeks, and the Premier League started again. It just doesn't feel like there's been any kind of break whatsoever from football, which is, I'm not going to say it's frustrating because I love football, but it's normally I know I had the lockdown didn't feel like a break. Normally in the summers I do like the transfer windows, which is normally quite relaxed because it's just transfer windows. This year I've done transfer windows amalgamated with football, so it's just been non-stop. It feels like every day it's just been a never-ending kind of circus of football.
I hear that.
Someone here says to me, Terry, the post-shot discussion yesterday, whether it's on target or not, is a complete joke. You're so biased on Man United. If you are happy with the Great Escape game today, then you're the most deluded fan ever. You know, just like the way you're listening to me, it's like I'm not happy that we played like that. I'm happy that we won. People just hear what they want to hear, man. Madness. And I'll stand by what I said. If a team hits the post 5 times, they're all off target. That's it. You missed. You missed, bruv. Like, don't blame me. I know it's a very narrow miss, but you missed. But there we go. Like I say, like, have you seen the film Any Given Sunday?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it, bro. Great American football film. Al Pacino and I think Al Pacino, LL Cool J, Jamie Foxx. Oh, I don't know why I'm saying LL Cool J. Maybe he wasn't it, but yeah, I think he is. And there's a speech he gives in it where he says, like, sport and life is all about inches. You know, 1 inch this way, and it's perfect 1 inch that way, and you miss type thing. And that's what football's about. Like, I look at yesterday's game as an example. If Martial releases that pass in the first half to Rashford that split second sooner when he should have done, we go 1-0 up. If Rashford holds his run by 1/100th of a second, he's onside for that goal that puts us 2-1 up before he scores his wonder goal. You know, 2 or 3 times after that wonder goal at 2-1 where we're in and it just needs one final ball from Martial and he doesn't quite, he undercooks it by millimetres. It's almost that case of, that's no different to someone hitting the post for me in the sense of you're that close to it coming off as an example. And if some of them would have gone in, yesterday's game would have felt a hell of a lot different as an example. But that's what I love about sport. It's such fun. Look at this game we're sitting here watching. I'm going to get the stats up on the screen, actually.
Yeah.
It's about, it is what it is. It's inches. You know, they've had 5 shots.
I can't see it.
Can you see the screen?
I can only see, like, the Skype, the actual Skype call. That's what I've been seeing since I actually called in.
Oh, hang on. Now you can, yeah?
There we go.
There you go. So when you see that there, right, it's all, think about everything the City have done today. They've had 5 shots, right? Leicester, 1 shot. So statistically, that looks like one team is dominating the other, right? But how many other times have we seen 2 or 3 really good counter-attacks from Leicester where if that final ball is an inch or so better placed, they're in to score simple tap-ins. Do you get where I'm coming from? So this is attack versus defense. It's counter-attack football versus like sort of expansive football, open football, attacking football. But the margins are so fine. They really are. And then City have a goal disallowed that's offside. But then that's offside by by a hair's breadth, and that's what I love about sport. It's the margins are just so fine sometimes between winning and losing. They really are. But statistically, I mean, look at the possession there is crazy. And as we say, one shot. Look at that, just literally from their penalty that scored. The heat maps will be a joke on this as well. I mean, it just shows you. Look at the heat maps, bro. Look at City's heat map versus Leicester's.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous, man.
But it's 1-1, and that's what I love about football, man. All that, and it's 1-1. How many? Let's have a little guess. How many touches of the ball do you think Jamie Vardy's had in City's half?
In City's half, I'd probably say less than 10.
So let's go to touches. Let's get rid of all of City's touches and all of Leicester's, and let's do Jamie Vardy. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. He had 5. Do you know that one there is on the halfway and don't count. He had 4 touches of the ball in their half.
Wow.
To get what I mean?
Crazy.
Like the attacking element isn't there. Barnes has had quite a few more. Yeah, and one of them was the penalty shot. So he's actually in open play. He's touched the ball 3 times in their half. And that's the thing with football. It's just these fine margins are there. These fine margins are there. Get your super chat questions in, ladies and gentlemen. Passes. Look at the amount of passes difference. It's mad. But then if you look at the touches as well, you can just see, if you go to touches on there, you can just see where, let's get rid of passes. And have we got touches up? Yeah, we've got the touches up on the screen. You can take away City. Just see where all the touches are for Leicester. You just see they're just defending for their lives. But they're looking for that counter. And we saw this is an interesting thing. We saw last season how susceptible City were to counterattacks.
Yeah.
Like, that's how most teams, no one really beat them by outplaying them and outmuscling them. You're never going to. So it's going to be an interesting second half to see how they cope, because if the passing was slightly better from Leicester City, they would have got in for at least 2 more goal scoring opportunities. If they do that again in the second half, it could be a very different affair. And who they got on the bench to come on? You got Iheanacho that could potentially come on. They've got Perez that could come onto the game. Albrighton. Got Jamie Maddison as well, which I'm sure we're going to see at some point.
I think he'll come on, yeah.
And then we've got the City bench. You've got Laporte. You've got Torres. Okay, Torres can come on and change this game from an attacking point of view. Interested to see him. Who else they got? I don't even know. They got Delap, Doyle, and Stefan. Do you know what's mad?
You know that's Rory's son.
Is it Rory Delap's son?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I tweeted it out. I said, wow, Liam Delap was actually Rory Delap's son. Where is time flying?
Mate, that's crazy. That's legitimately crazy. I feel old.
Anyone that remembers Rory Delap, they know, innit? Rory Delap, Stoke City, don't give this guy a throw-in.
Never. When Stoke came up with that throw, man, that throw gave people nightmares, bruv. That throw gave people nightmares, legit nightmares, every day. Every day that gave people nightmares. Make sure
I'll be back in a sec.
All right, mate, no worries. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Get your questions in now. We're taking super chat questions throughout the course of this game. We should be joined by another guest pretty soon as well. I'll add another guest. I'll call the person. We're struggling to get them on any other way. Where's he at? Where's man at? There we go. I'll add him to the call. There we go. Get your super chats. Get your super chats, Sid. How you doing, bro?
Chilling. Can you see me?
No, your camera's not on yet, bro.
1 second. Let me get this thing off. Can you see me now?
I can see you, but I'll get you put up on the screen right about now. It's just got to update a few of these bits and bobs. Is that you? There you are. You're up on the screen on that one. I'm going to go to the 3-way screen as well. What are you making of this game so far, bro?
Honestly, it's at this point, I thought City were going to be 2-0 up after the Rodri header, and I didn't think they were going to come back, Leicester. But right now, Leicester are in it. And they could sneak it in. Yeah,
they're in it, and the counter-attack has looked so dangerous in this game. It's pretty much, it's been Leicester that have let themselves down on the counter-attack rather than City handling it well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? The thing is, Leicester, Leicester have a solid back three right now with the way they're playing, right? They're playing a 3-5. Am I mistaken? They're playing 3-man defense in the back.
City?
No, Leicester.
Leicester,
And
yes,
City,
they are, yeah. Well,
So
it's been updated now. It depends. See, this is where it becomes confusing. So a few websites are saying 3 at the back, 4 in midfield. Some are saying they're playing 5-4-1. But essentially, yes, there's 3 centre-backs on the pitch, yes, 100%.
so it's giving them the solidity. But the thing is, can you trust the two center backs they have playing in Eric Garcia and Nathan Ake? I don't think they've ever played together, and they're both very young, inexperienced. And the most experienced guy in Kyle Walker is the one that gives away the penalty. It's kind of it's a strange one.
Yeah. These things happen like that. Kyle Walker, for me, yeah, he used to be good. That's how I would look at it.
I always say, if it wasn't for his athleticism, he was never really a good defender. His athleticism got him out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's a fairly good piece of analysis on him. I wouldn't say defensive skills are great. His creativity isn't. If he didn't have the pace that he has, he'd be playing in the Championship. In my view, he really would.
Remember, we did a overrated show, and I was said there's a shout for him to be overrated, and everyone grilled me.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
But yeah, man. Oh man, Kevin De Bruyne is just a wonder, though.
He is. But it's about the outputs, bro. It's about the outputs. And do you know what? So far in this game, let's be frank, there's been 2 chances created in the whole game by both teams. One by Mahrez, one by Kevin De Bruyne. Like so far, what I'd say about City so far today, it's been a lot of aesthetically pleasing moments, but there's been almost zero substance from them. And this is where even chance created, you only notice this in the games. Leicester, for me, on the counter, have looked more dangerous than City going forward. It's literally been final balls, primarily from Barnes, that have let them down. And if they get that right in the second half, and Vardy gets some opportunities within 7, 8, 9 yards of goal, they'll concede. And with Man City, I know they're a week further into coming back, and they played a League Cup game as well. But they died a death in the second half against Wolves. Like a lot of these teams that were in Europe and have had zero pre-season, it's difficult. You know, we've seen Man United really struggle. You know, Bayern Munich today got slapped because they're not ready. And this is why fans are completely overreacting. You had teams like Everton and Palace and Arsenal start well, who haven't had a full pre-season, but they've had time to prepare. As someone here says, Terry, shut up with your output. I'm never going to shut up about output, bruv. I don't care. Listen, man, I said before, I don't care one hoot whether you think KDB is technically better than Bruno Fernandes. And I'll tell you as to why, because I think Bruno Fernandes is excellent. And I actually agree with you. I do think KDB is better technically than Bruno Fernandes. But Bruno Fernandes scores or creates a goal in his Man United career in 92% of games. He's created or scored 23 goals in 25 games. If he continues at this level, this season, going by the average games he plays a season, he will score somewhere in the region, score or create 47 goals this season. Now, my point is this. You can take...
Not gonna happen.
Sorry?
That's if it continues like
no,
that.
at that level, but that shows you the level he's at. If it drops by 15%, and he drops down to like the high 70s, low 80s, he's still going to contribute over 35 goals. And my point is this. I will take... It's like someone says to me, would you prefer...
You have to look at the sample size, though, Terry.
What
the sample size is a lot smaller than what Kevin De Bruyne has had in Premier League.
What are you talking about?
Bruno Fernandes sample, the amount of games we've seen him in the Premier League is a lot smaller. So his stats are going to look a lot better.
But what you're forgetting about that is, I'm just talking about what he's done since he's been in the Man United shirt. But he's actually improved his goals to game ratio at Man United. He's upped the levels from when he was at Sporting Lisbon. And at Sporting Lisbon, 2 years running, he was in the 90% marker as well. But my point isn't this. My point isn't to say he's better or not. I don't really care about getting into a debate over that. If you said that now and said, like, you got player A and player B. Forget who their names are because everyone gets really emotional and cries like a bunch of babies. Player A, player B. Player A has better technical ability than player B, but player B will contribute an extra 15 goals a season. I'm picking the guy that's contributing more goals. By the way, one of them isn't like so superior to the... You're not talking about a championship player versus the Premier League player. I'm saying they're both top-end Premier League players. One's better technically, but the other one will always output more goals for you. From an attacking point of view, I'm picking the guy with the more outputs. I'm always going to go with that. It's why I pick Mo Salah over a lot of other attack. A lot of people talk about, this guy's got better technique, this guy's a better dribbler. But do they score? How much do they score an assist in comparison? About 15 to 20 less a season. I ain't picking him then, bro.
Position change, but the position change that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be taking this season, playing more of a 10 role, more further forward in the attack, is going to have a big implement on how many goals and assists he has. He's going to score more goals and more assists.
But what's your point? Okay, I get angry about this because it just doesn't make sense.
No.
If he's scoring, no, it's not. I'm emotional about that. What don't you get about my point? If KDB outscores and out assists Bruno, then I'll say he's better. But if Bruno is playing the same position and gets 10 more goals, stroke assists, then I'm picking him over KDB every day of the week. I don't get what's so hard about that.
Okay, end of the day, whoever scores more is better. That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say score. I said contributes more. I would, and that doesn't mean you're better. It's who I would pick. I rephrased it. I would pick. If I said to you now, you can pick a striker for Arsenal. One's faster and technically better. The other one will score 15 more goals. Which one are you going to pick? But neither are bad. There we go. So that's all my argument is. And I don't care whether the goals from open play, penalties, goals are goals, assists are assists. I just don't understand. Like, KDB is an amazing player. I love him. But for me, I love outputs. I love, my defender's better at passing the ball out from the back. Yeah, he is. But he wins 35% less defensive duels. I'm picking my guy. He wins 20% less challenges in the air. He wins 25% less of the tackles that he goes in for. He gets turned and dribble past double the amount of times. But he's better at passing out from the back and he's technically better. I don't care about that. I care about the most important elements of that person's role. And when you're an attacking midfielder, it's scoring and creating goals. That's it.
Let me ask you this, though. If Kevin De Bruyne finishes the season with more goals and more assists, then your argument is... Then you have no argument anymore, right?
None.
Okay, so that's
because I'm not deluded. I'm like, I won't look for a reason. Again, the only reason I'd throw in there is if Bruno misses half the season injured, it wouldn't make sense.
Of course.
Yeah, it's the way I look at it. And like I said before, I don't care about... The technical debate becomes ridiculous when you're talking about players at the highest level of the game. Does that make sense? Because I'm not turning around and saying that if you get a one-season wonder from the Championship, score and create a few goals, it makes him better than, a KDB. I'm talking about two elite-level players at the top of their game, internationally and domestically. When it comes down to it, saying who's got the best first touch doesn't make one better than the other. For me, football's about the outputs at the end of the day. We've never spoken about the best striker in the Premier League being the person who has the best first touch or makes the best runs or he's got the best passing. It goes down to does he score goals?
For Roberto Firmino, though, they try that for Firmino.
Yeah, no one buys into it. So why? So by the way, KDB's outputs are amazing. I'm not even saying they're bad. I'm just this whole thing's weird, man.
Yeah, it's culture. It's almost like everybody's gonna have an argument for their guy. But right now, you're saying it's just about the numbers. Who wins?
Yeah, because they're both at the peak of the game. Discussing who the most better technically gifted player is generally comes down to the aesthetics. And most people would pick KDB, and I'm aware of that. And by the way, I think KDB last season scored and assisted 40 goals in all competitions, which is amazing. But for me, if someone's doing 45, 46, 47 plus, I'm picking that guy still when they're close to each other on ability. I just am. And
what was Bruno's numbers last year? Was it around the same when you include Manchester United and Sporting?
So let's just look at it now. I don't know off the top of my head. I used to, but I don't know anymore. So yeah, actually, someone lied in the comments. So last season it was 16 goals and 23 assists for KDB. So what's that? That's 39, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that's in 48 games as well, right? Now I get a lot of people's Bruno argument is, well, he did it in a lower league. Where I counter that is by saying, but he came to the Premier League and increased the output level. So that becomes, for me, a non-argument as an example. I mean, by the way, Bruno's already on 100% this year in goals to game, goal contribution to game ratio. But let's look at last season as an example here. Last season, right, in 50 games, he got 27 goals and he got 22 assists. So Bruno last season had one less assist, but 9 more goals. So you add that all together, that's 48, 7 is 9. It's 40. So yeah, he had 49 goal contributions in 50 games last year to KDB's. Now my point is, I would take the argument on board that he did a lot of that in Portugal. If Bruno puts out those same numbers this year,
how you doing?
I don't care how much better technically people think KDB is to Bruno. If Bruno brings in 45 to 50 goal contributions and KDB comes in between 35 and 40, I'm picking Bruno as the better overall player because the outputs are there. At the end of the day, the technical ability is great. But when you're an attacking player, the outputs are even easier to manage, you know? It's like this. Imagine having someone that's even better technically than KDB, but only assists half the amount that he does. Why would you pick him over KDB? Take Bruno out of it, right? If I said to you, right, this guy, better touch, better pass, more pace, more physicality. He's better than KDB in every element of the game. However, he will assist half the amount of goals.
Come on.
He will assist half the amount of goals. Would anybody pick him?
Nobody.
So that's my point when it comes to Bruno. That makes sense. If someone's outstripping the guy, that's who I'm going with, man. Like, a lot of people...
I agree with you.
It's like this. If someone said to me, would you pick peak Ronaldinho or peak Messi? Only one of them can fit. I'm picking peak Messi because I know Messi's going to score and assist more goals for me. Ronaldinho technically is a dribbler and all the skills was amazing, but I'm picking the guy who's scoring me more goals. I want to win the games. And I don't really know why people get so offended by it. It's just a fact.
You're right. And at the end of the day, if whoever scores more, that's the person you want on your team, or assists more.
And it's about certain positions. You can't always do that. But like I said about the defender side of things, like I'm going to go to the four-way split now because we've got man like KJ with us as well.
Yes,
Yo,
what's up?
what's going on, bro?
Yo, I didn't realize you, man, were doing a live stream. So, man was just sitting here watching the game, and I clocked. So I'm like, yo, let me just jump on.
Unlucky Mahrez.
City have started the second half well, you know. They've started it really, really well.
What minute you guys on?
52.
51.
52. Cool.
Hey, if you guys are streaming it, if you guys aren't watching it via, I think me and Aaron are watching it via like a proper Sky box.
I'm on Sky Go.
Yeah, so that means you're gonna be. Is that my Sky Go you're on, bro?
What?
It's all good, bro. I don't use the damn thing.
Someone's gotta use it, fam. Might as well be me, bro.
I used to use it. I used to use it, but I don't go out anymore because the world's locked down. So there's nowhere to use it. And I sit in my office doing this, and I've got the TV and Sky all plugged in. So it's like there's no need. See, I love these comments. I would never take Bruno over KDB, and that's fine. Listen, don't get upset by it. They're in here. Look, squared. Further. Oh! Oh! Hey, output. Oh! Oh my! Can you guys hear me? Oh, the sound's all gone. Sound's gone weird. I don't know if anyone can hear anything. Oh, wow. You guys have all gone mute. I can't hear any of you guys. I'm not too sure what to do. Today, my system has been giving me hella jip, you know. Oh, what a goal. Guys, I can't hear... Can you guys hear me? Can you guys nod if you can hear me? I can't hear any of you, and I don't know why. Yeah, I'm going to try it. That goal was mad. I really want to hear it. Talk about it, but we can't. Let me go to the settings. I'm not sure what happened here. Audio, speakers. That's so weird. It literally switched you guys off. Hang on, I'll get you guys back on now. One sec. It's not showing as an option. Oh, the mic, everything's switched off. Hang on a sec, peeps. It's, for whatever reason, the whole system has just like chucked the microphones off. One sec, people. I'll turn this on and off. Vardy's broke the damn computer. That's how bad it is. Nothing's picking up. Very weird. Hang on, peeps. Oh. Oh. Where's the lead gone? Where's it gone? The lead's gone! 1 sec. Fucking hell, man. Why? The lead popped out.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, I think it's
There we go. We're back.
And he's a good penalty taker too. I don't think I've seen him miss many penalties.
That's decent.
There we
shot,
go.
Aaron.
I think we're all back now, people. So, do you know what happened? As I cheered, I pulled the lead. It pulled the lead out the back.
Ooh.
I might need to start clipping all your reactions to these goals, fam, because you're just up in here getting excited.
I love football, man. I love football. I love my football.
Fam.
Do you know what's crazy? I mean, I know no one could hear us. It all went off, and I'm sorry, viewers, when it comes to that. Get your super chats in. I want to hear. Oh, it's another penalty. Oh, it's a penalty.
Oh,
Yo, who said
Jamie
that?
Vardy on a hat trick.
Hang on a minute, though. Hang on. Who said that? Oh, we haven't had a pre-season. That's not an excuse. Why won't people listen?
Yeah, the guy sipping his cup said that, blood. He's like, ah!
Told you, man. And didn't I say in the first half, the counter from Leicester was dangerous, but inches, bruv. They just weren't quite pulling it off. Second half.
The high line, bro. And they think Ruben Diaz can come in and stop this.
Oh my God.
They're going to be fine. It's onside, everything. Like, it's going to be, they are going to be absolutely fine, right? They're going to be absolutely fine. There's no problem about this City this season. But the point I'm making is, right, is games are about these fine margins. And none of the big teams have started well yet, because especially the ones that are in Europe. And Leicester, they could.
Bayern lost today.
He's going to get a hat trick.
Hang on, guys. Just wait for this now. Just wait for this. Let's see what's going to happen here. Jamie Vardy on a hat trick
Another top bins.
against Man City, you know. Against Man City. Bang! Oh, finish, baby. Finish, baby.
Oh, Jamie Vardy,
Don't recruit last season for a reason.
Mate.
Wow.
Jamie.
33,
Boys, do you want to know the funniest bit? Do you want to know the funniest part of all this? Do you know how many shots Leicester have had today? 3. But equally, listen, I said this before, all the play, all the creativity, all the techers, outputs.
Terry, remember, he hasn't scored a hat-trick because he's a penalty and don't count.
2 penalties, too.
2, he's only scored 1 goal.
What I tell everybody, man. Listen, I never normally do this, but start listening to your dad, people. Start listening to the daddy-o here, man. This whole nonsense about, oh, we're starting slowly. No, nobody else is. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, Man United is so... Everyone started slowly. Do you know what I mean? Chill out. Relax. Relax your brains, bruv. City might come back now and I'm in trouble. I've been telling everybody
City
this.
can come back. If Leicester sit back and give City all the time on the
And
ball.
one thing I will say, I've said this when City played the last game against Wolves, and I say it again today. Their bench and squad's looking weak. With Aguero out injured, there's not a great deal. Like, I don't know where Bernardo Silva is today. Maybe he's injured. Like, you scrape past a couple of the injuries, and they look tired. Red United here with Super Chat says they look good. They look. Sorry, it says they are about to go hard for Koulibaly. They are going to go crazy on defensive shopping. I don't know, you know.
They're actually not going to go hard for
Napoli
Koulibaly.
guy just said Koulibaly's staying.
Yeah, Koulibaly is staying.
Yeah, no, it's Ruben Diaz.
Oh, Ake's going to get sent off here as well. Got to be sent off. That's high studs. That's high studs. That's high studs. Can't be allowed to tackle like, oh, only a booking.
Gives him a yellow.
I'm not a fan of those kind of tackles. Let's see that again.
He got away with it there.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a...
Yo, Terry, these predictions got to change. There's no way these guys are winning the league. If they're losing like this.
But as much as I'm laughing, City will come back and be fine. This is because they haven't had pre-season. They during the Wolves game, they looked brilliant, and then they were exhausted because they haven't played. And people have got to understand this. Listen to what the sports scientists, listen to what all these people are saying to us. What they're going through right now is difficult. And at the highest level of the game, if you're 5% off your best, you get slapped. It's just how it is. Some more super chats here. Pep out. How is it? That's how it goes right now. Get a grip, United fans. We haven't had a full pre-season. Come on, lads. A lot of United fans in again. He says, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer created these tactics to beat Pep. My guy did. Nobody started battering Pep up until Ole came along, you know. Ole the pioneer, bruv. Ole ball. I'm going to push that.
I don't know if you guys can see me. Can you see me?
No, bruv. No.
I think you're right about this whole preseason thing because Arsenal we did play 4 preseason games.
There you are, mate. Arsenal did. I know Arsenal did. Everyone that wasn't in Europe, that competition at the end had a preseason because you had a preseason after the Premier League ended, and isn't it surprising that the teams, even Chelsea, because they played that one game against Bayern, they had an extra week less. Everyone who played in Europe has started the season sluggishly. It's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, KDB, what a pass. We're cleared. Leicester just need to get through the next. Do you know what's interesting? You know what I said earlier in the stream, the other stream we did? The reason that Chelsea were able to come back is because actually West Brom probably scored their 3 goals too early in the game. Getting 2 goals quickly in the start of the second half, that's a morale killer. And these City players' legs are going to start to feel very heavy and sluggish in the next 10 minutes or so. They really will. And like I said in the first half, if they counter well, they're there for the picking. And City have been there on the counter for the picking on the counter for a long, long time.
But look at how many guys are in that Leicester box defending. They have like 7 guys in that box. So Kevin De Bruyne's ball splitting passes won't work against a back 3 the way when they're sitting so deep. Man's loving this right now.
I'm loving it because I never do this. I never say I told you so, but people just got to calm down a little bit about the stuff. Even with City, don't overreact about, City are done this season already. Liverpool going to walk away. Slow down. This is the weirdest, strangest season that we've ever going to face. No one can predict it just yet. Even though I still think Liverpool will win it. So I've said I don't think anyone's winning this season on like mid to high 90 points. Everyone's got to slow down a little bit. But
Eric Garcia dropping that disaster class to push his move to Barca quicker, fam.
That's what I mean. Was he not meant to be gone already?
But I think they've got that rule in Spain where it's like you have to sell before you buy one. So I think Barca's trying to sort that all out. Because they're just
the lap hit the crossbar. But Igal, that's not on target.
But Terry, the one that was inside the post took a little bit of luck.
Yes, but if he'd have got it on target, it would have gone in.
You haven't gotten a shot inside the post and gone in?
Yeah, but you're not listening to me. If it hits inside of the post and goes in, then the shot counts as on target because it was enough inside the post to make it go in. If it doesn't end up in, it's not on target. It's a fact. It can't be argued.
Okay, but what about this? As a goalkeeper, if the ball if it hits the post 5 times, it's past you. Yes, it's off target.
But that's fine. You can beat the goalkeeper. But if the shot's...
Igal, how many shots has there been where it's not hit the crossbar, but it's past the goalkeeper? All of them, because they're off target, fam. All off target shots past the goalkeeper.
Okay. My point was De Gea didn't have a good game. That's what I was trying to say. My whole point behind that whole 5 shots.
Wait. How did he not have a good game when he conceded a pen and the other goal was just...
De Gea didn't have like an outstanding game, but he wasn't bad. They're in again here. Nathan Ake. It's a good tackle, Ake. Very good tackle, Ake.
Oh, their bench is so weak. Leicester's bench is better right now. They have Perez, Iheanacho, James Maddison. Who do they have? Laporte and Torres?
Well, Jamie Vardy looks knackered already.
City need to buy a striker. Like at least have one on loan, and then buy Haaland next summer. Like,
That's a robot. What is Edison doing?
Stick a pony in me pocket. I'll
It's
fetch
just
the
not.
suitcase from the van.
It's just not clicking for City, is it?
Terry, you're loving life right now. The way I was loving it when they got that penalty. in the Spurs game.
I just like seeing Man City lose. I really do.
Yeah, that penalty, I was dancing.
That was a foul by Sterling, in my opinion.
Oh man,
Lost
handball
it silly
crazy,
there, Sterling, man.
Yeah, and this is what it happens. Sterling is not a fault.
First time past. Oh. What do you guys make? I want to pronounce his name right. The new fullback, is it? He got the assist.
Castagna.
Honestly,
Castagna.
I think he's better than who they lost in Ben Chilwell, you know. I think Chelsea got striped up, bruv. Leicester are like, we're gonna sign a better player for half the money. Cool, have Chilwell.
They're actually playing Castagna at
right back.
No, right wing.
Well, it depends where you look. He's playing as right fullback.
Oh wait,
So he played goal?
Wait,
he got an assist. Yeah, he crossed the ball. He crossed the ball for the back heel goal.
No, but is he a right back or is he a left back?
I thought he was a left back, but I don't care. He's playing right back.
Yeah.
you can play either flank.
Yeah, he can play either. Yeah, he's a fullback. Just say it. He's a fullback. That's the easiest way to look at it.
Yeah, Justin's been playing left back, and he's been playing ever since the end of last season. He's been
A
looking
great
good.
question here from Khalid Hussein, who says, "Who's your favourite to get sacked first?" I'll go to KJ first. Who's getting sacked in the Premier League first, in your opinion? Do you know what? Don't
David Moyes.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's go outside the bottom clubs. At the top six, who's getting sacked first, in your opinion?
At the top six. There's only two real main candidates for that, and that's Oli or Lampard. I just have to say, if that's the question, I'm gonna have to say Lamps then.
Okay. Agal, so overall in the Premier League, who's first to get sacked? Out of the top six, who's first to get sacked?
Yo, don't underestimate Jose Mourinho's toxicity. He could get sacked, and the stuff that he was saying today, talking about Tottenham. I've been at big clubs and I've seen that Tottenham don't get calls. If this stuff continues and his team doesn't pick up performances and they play every single day like this, Jose Mourinho could be out of a job by December.
That's a big call, man. That is a big call. Out of a job by December. Aaron, who would you put your money on? First of all, overall Premier League first manager, and then your top six candidate, unless they're different. Unless they're the same.
First manager to get sacked, I would say overall David Moyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think David Moyes will get. Jamie Vardy's asking for a replacement now. Asking to be substituted. All right. Overall in the Premier League, I would say David Moyes. Top six. That's a hard one. Who did you say again, KJ?
I said Lamps.
Well, Klopp's not going to get sacked. Pep's not going to get sacked.
Never is Arteta.
Arteta's not going to get sacked. I think it's going to have to be between Oli, Lampard, and Mourinho. But Mourinho, this is his first full season, so I don't think he'll get sacked.
Mm-hmm.
Oli and Lampard, oh my God.
Back your guy, bro.
You know what? Lampard as well.
Yeah.
Lampard.
Yeah, I mean, and when I say first to go, I don't necessarily, on the top six one, I don't even mean it has to be this season. I just mean the first of them to go. I would say
not this season.
Yeah. In the league, there's a part of me that thinks Steve Bruce. But at the same time, I don't think they will, because, 2 games running, they haven't had a bloody shot, other than the penalty today, they haven't had a shot on target. However, because they're trying to sell the club, I don't think Mike Ashley's stupid enough to change the manager just yet. So I think David Moyes is a big candidate to go as an example.
And also, they won a massive game without him managing that League Cup game. How many goals did they score? Like, was it 6 or 7? What did
I think it was 7.
Yeah, I tell you what's really interesting and daunting this year is, and it's not about him being crap. Sheffield United are 3 losses from 3 games. As the bubble burst, have people found them out? Because what you might find, if they don't get out of this little rut, it's often not, we don't respect you, Chris Wilder. It's a case of, we need someone to start getting points because we don't want to fall out of the league. So he could be one of those shot candidates that you suddenly see from nowhere. I also think we might see, and he's only played 1 game so far, but I've got a bad feeling for Dean Smith at Villa this year as well. I'm a bit. I think that one there. In terms of the top 6,
what about Scott Parker? Fulham are known for being trigger happy.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think they'll.
I think they're changing their ways slowly.
Let's see what happens with them. Yeah, I think from in terms of top 6, if Man United land Sancho, Ollie isn't going anywhere this season. I think that's almost a guarantee, if that makes sense. I'm going to give 2 answers. I'm going to be cheeky here. Jose to be the first one to get sacked, but I think Pep might go before everybody and quit. If he doesn't get the players that he wants, and it won't ever be presented that way. I felt like if it wasn't for the pandemic, he would have quit this summer. I think that's kind of kept him here a little bit.
Right.
He just looks a little bit, I don't know, disillusioned with it all. And maybe it's because he's used to being the top dog at the club who are dominant and everything else. I'm not sure. Christopher here with Super Chat says, at the start of the season, really does show how far ahead Liverpool are.
Oh, watch the ball.
Oh, that was a great cross. This guy here, Super Chat says, it shows how far Liverpool are ahead, and they added Jota and Thiago. Strong possibility of us repeating as champs. I think it's a fair point. You are ahead of everybody. What I would say to that, though, is I wouldn't say you've looked scintillating in your opening two games. I'm going to be more inclined to agree with your comment, Chris, once I see you play Arsenal tomorrow, because Arsenal are in good form. If you go there and make Arsenal look ordinary, then, yeah, you're on point. Because nobody else has really done that yet. Again, what's helping Liverpool, though, is you had the pre-season. And all the teams that have had the pre-season have just been that little bit better and that little bit sharper. Oh, that ball was a little softer. What's Ellison doing? Shoot! Go on, man, Barnes. Go on, Barnes. Have a shot.
Back to that question.
Barnes, he's through the middle! Oh! See how easy they opened up there?
Shooting. He's not aiming.
That was like Moses. That was like Moses parting the sea, bruv. How weak are they in the middle, man? Jesus.
Yeah. You know what the craziest part of this is? Maddison didn't even start the game.
Yeah, he's come back from injury, isn't he? He's come back from injury.
But back to that question, Terry. I actually have a second answer, but man's gonna save this for the United show later, Aaron.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't shoot your load now. Save it.
Keep it for later.
Exactly.
Save it.
Make sure you're all subscribing to the Football Terrace. Any 2,000 of you tuning in, please all hit the like button for us as well. Get your super chat questions in right now as well, please. About 20 minutes of this game to go. We will be live, by the way, straight after this game. We'll be covering this, reviewing this game, taking calls, etc., etc., etc. What I'll do is I'll share in the comment section right now the link for that show, the YouTube link, so you guys can go and check that out. I'm literally spamming it. So if you're watching the stream live right now, take that link and save it into your favorites. Go and like that stream right now. And what I'll also do, if I can work out how to do this, let me go to view on the page. I'll also post it in the comment section of this stream you're watching on YouTube. I want you then just go on that link right now, click on it. I'm going to write post game review show and then put the link. Hang on a sec, boys. Yeah, post game review show. I've just posted that in the comment section below, not even the live chat, and I've pinned it to the top. You should be able to find it. There's like nearly 2,000 of you watching live. Go and like that stream now. Make sure you join us straight after the game for that match. It's really important to us that you do that. And this is going to be good for the clip show as well. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace clips. Google search Football Terrace clips and subscribe. That's co-owned by myself and man like KJ. So we need
this
your support.
video out there. It came up at like 5 o'clock. Someone said that Telles would be a great suit for the new manager. He absolutely just disrespected Ollie. Didn't even acknowledge that he's the manager right now. Good discussion there. Go watch it out. Yeah,
so guys, go and like that stream. Get yourselves ready for that, because that's going to be a big show later today. That, and then of course 9 p.m. tonight, that United show is going to be on. Very excited about that. Very, very excited about that.
Yo, who's going to be a bigger threat? Leicester or Everton this season?
Oh, definitely Everton.
Wolves.
Massive Wolves.
But it's, yesterday, like people like, we're struggling against Brighton, right? This is the thing. Brighton are going to be a top 10 team, but being in the top 10 now is an achievement.
It's
When you
hard.
look at Leicester, when you look at Everton, when you look at Wolves, and then we've got the traditional top 6. It's mad. And my dad was around yesterday and we were chatting and he was like, do you know what, son? He went, it's the first time I remember the Premier League ever being how football used to be in England, where there's no such thing as an easy game. He said, when I grew up as a kid through the 60s and 70s and 80s, he said that you didn't, when some teams were at the peak of their powers in a season, you'd go, like, most games were easy. It felt like it was easy. He said, but every week there were shock results. And he says it's interesting, really. He says the Premier League's got to a point where maybe we're not as strong in Europe anymore because we're all very strong domestically in the sense of the quality spread across all the teams, as opposed to 2 or 3 sides having all the best quality and being superior. Maybe we're just going through an era now where anyone in the top 9 can just beat each other. There's the element of me that's excited about that. But what it does mean is that people are going to win titles. No one's going to do what Man United did and win 13 titles in 20 odd years.
That's beautiful.
You might win 2 titles in 20 years and that be normal, bruv, and not be seen as crap. Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Oh, the weight on that one.
Ah, it's lovely.
Nah, it's exciting for the Prem.
He's gonna whip it.
Oh my! Oh, Madison! Oh, Madison! Madison! Oh, Jamie! Oh my God! No! No!
A substitute for this game.
Oh no! Oh my!
Yo, I hate
Look
people,
at Pep.
but hey,
Oh!
I
Oh!
Goal, fam.
Oh!
like, I'm gonna
Oh! Oh! Look at this! Look at the space! Look at the space! Look at it! Look at this! Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Martial-esque.
Wow!
That right foot.
Bang!
Woo.
Oh!
Right, all the big boys won it.
Oh!
And you know what? Leicester kept hold of him. Big up to them.
Oh! My God!
My God.
That's a banger, that is.
What's the
There's been
shirt?
so many good goals.
The owner. The old owner.
There's been so many. Oh, it's the anniversary.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone. Ah, you blue-nosed twats. You blue-nosed twats.
Ah, they're falling apart. Yeah, that was
4-1, bruv. They're getting
Oh, they get absolutely
battered. This is the, and you know what? In the first, this is what I said to you. Didn't I say at half time? Me and Aaron were on. If they get the counters right. Oh my God! Go on, Vardy, bro. Go on, bro. That's where the pace. That's where Carl Walker's pace helps in. Because Vardy's quick, but Walker is like electric.
Yo, did you see the way Walker came back? Oh my God.
Can't wait to see that, fam.
Oh, yo, Walker's quick. I can't lie.
Bruv, man, they've been. This is what I'm going to call this. They have been what I call Ian Build, battered, mate. Codfish, battered. Ian Build, bruv. Ian Build. We've got a super chat here that says the Amazon documentary shows why Jose Mourinho is a horrible manager. He uses "I'm big, you're small" and divides players to them and us. Explains why he loses dressing rooms, is what Khalid says. Mate, I kind of agree with that. I do agree with that. By the way, everyone who's new to tuning into this stream right now, hit the like and share button. Really important to us that you get that done right now. Like and subscribe. Get your super chats in as well. We're going to be live after the game. Go into the comment section below. The live reaction show is going to be there. This is going to be big because this is a beat down.
Complete beat.
Yo, if anyone's listening and you're wondering where the Man City fans out, turns out they don't have any.
Aaron, can I ask you a question? And it's not a loaded question. Are you less worried about our start of the season in terms of it being solely United that are starting badly, or is it more of a case of, yeah, maybe it's going to take everybody a few weeks to sort themselves out?
You know what it is?
And it's a loaded question. I'm sorry, because I feel a bit vindicated, not from you, bro, because we're not like that. I just feel like everybody's been overreacting to Man United's slow start. And I said Friday night on the stream, late night stream, and I said the only difference between our start and everybody else's is that Chelsea and City weren't punished, for instance, in their opening game. They got away with it by teams missing chances. And then today we've seen exactly what I meant. Like if Wolves had taken their chances in their second half against, it would have been the same result.
Yeah.
Yo,
The thing
Samuel
is, I just.
messaged me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go
In
on.
the title race.
uh, I'm just really taking it like game by game. I want to see our response. I mean, it shouldn't be really called a quote unquote response because we did win. But in terms of the performance, I want to see a response in the next league game, which is Spurs.
I agree.
I want to see a response.
Yeah, no, I think it is with United. Obviously, because it's your own club, and we've had this transfer window that has been dragged down long and uninspiring. I think that amplifies the performances even more and the lack of preseason even more, and people just get annoyed. I think if we had signed some players early in the window, I think the amount of vim and stress and panic wouldn't be there because they'll be like, okay, we just need time to gel. We haven't had preseason, so I think it's a lot of it's to do with how the club has been ran this summer and in the past, and it's all come to this boiling point.
Yep.
Where now just the pressure is just on the team to always perform to mitigate what's actually going on.
Mate, no, I agree with you. I think so much of it is down to if we'd have signed Sancho and a few players earlier and still played like this, there'd be an element of like it'll come good. It's just overall anger. But I just didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to get myself worked up with our performances because I do feel they're going to iron themselves out. You know, we've lost one game in our last 18 league matches. Now, some people are telling me that's more than 18. It's 18
like
league
6
matches.
months.
Yeah, and that's almost half. I mean, if every 18 games in the Premier League, we draw 3 and lose 1, we could win a Premier League title. Like, it ain't bad form. We just need to get these performances better. But I hear I want to see a response as well. I'm just tweeting out here.
Manchester United, let me say one thing. I think you guys, it's a good thing that you guys aren't going for your second or third choice options, and you guys are still going for Sancho, and nobody else is coming in. Because it means you guys only want your first choice option, and you're not settling for a second or third.
Oh, that's a very dangerous free kick.
Yeah, it is. The only thing is, there's no way they're scoring 3 goals in 8 minutes. Well, I say that now, but
yeah, imagine if that happened.
But now, as United fans, I get the worry. Like, Aaron, you're one of the most worried person I've ever seen in my life. Like, like every time you do something, it's like, I'm worried, man. I'm worried about the Champions League, man. I'm worried about this, man. And I'm just like, I get the worry. I actually understand it, but we just need to maybe just relax a bit and let things simmer down, and then maybe go on the charge if things don't improve a bit.
No, I hear you on that one. I hear you.
But yeah, don't you guys think it's a good thing that your club is still going for their first choice and they're not settling for a second option or like an alternative to Sancho?
No, it is that. No, we're happy with that. I'm happy with that anyway. I'm not too sure about other United fans, but I'm happy with that. But the issue is like it's
free kick for City.
It's always the case of if we don't get our first choice, what is our backup plan? And we don't trust our board to have a good enough backup plan, and they can execute it. So I think that's more of the worry. It's like, if Sancho doesn't come in, are we only just going to sign one defender in Tellers and that's it? Like that. I think that's where United fans
it's a goal.
Okay,
got a goal back. There we go. Interesting. We did have another super chat there. I don't think I read it. It says Pep is more focused on the League Cup next week. Another super chat here says LFC need to shout out Drizzy. Need to shout out Drizzy. We are going back to back. Paul here says Man City are making City's defending look like prime Italy. Polo FC, nothing in the middle.
That's where you stole that from, Goldbridge.
No, expression used that. But in fairness, that kind of expression I've heard that for like 20 years, man. I wouldn't call it a new thing.
Speaking of expressions, I love the way when he went on Sky Sports and was just himself. I just love that.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Single second, I enjoyed it.
I agree.
Did you see his reaction today to the penalty?
No, I'll watch that. I haven't seen it. I ain't seen it.
I haven't seen the reaction. He posted a picture on his Instagram wearing sunglasses, a cap, and a mask. And the caption was just a whole bunch of red emojis, like he's angry. So I'm looking forward to watching his match reaction later on.
That's what I like about expressions, because I've seen a lot of people, like YouTubers and stuff, go on to like mainstream TV, and even their accent changes, bruv. Like everything about them changes, and I'm like, oh, you're a fake. And I tweeted about it earlier, and it wound some people. I see a lot of these people that I know are like professionally trained TV presenters, and they try and pretend they're like actual like YouTubers and like they're real fan channels. And you see through them, because as soon as they get to work with someone who's like high end, you just see this professionalism come out. And I'm like, see, Expressions and DT, Robbie, True, all these guys, they're just themselves. And I think that's how real. I always say this to anyone who wants to be a YouTuber: you're never gonna make it as a YouTuber unless you're completely yourself, because it's about being authentic. And if you're not authentic, people see through you very, very quickly.
True.
Or
hang on,
you can be yourself, and it's just and they'll call you
Castagna.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was going to do a little something there. Another super chat here. We'll go to in a second.
Madison.
Penalty!
It's a penalty!
Another one.
Mendy, you bum. Mendy, you're a bum. You're a bum. Stick to Twitter, you bum. You're hang on a minute. Pep deserves to lose. What top is Pep wearing, bruv? Man's a football manager. He looks like a top man model. What are you doing, bruv?
That's another pen.
Super Chap here says, don't see City winning a single trophy this season. That's from Mike. Prem here, a super chat, says, check Konstantin Ecker's Twitter. He just confirmed United are going to bid for Sancho this week. 100% United are going back in for him this week. I think that's a dot on the cards to happen. But here we go.
Mendy's a cheerleader, fam. That's what he is. He's a cheerleader. He ain't a football.
What is he doing?
Benjamin Mendy is a great guy to get everyone happy in it, like in the class.
Madison kind of sold it.
Nah, it doesn't matter. A pen's a pen. Who's gonna take it though?
Telemans.
Oh, Telemans, come on,
he
kid.
deserves it. The way he
man,
played.
like Telemans, I gotta snap this. Hold on.
Yo, he's not a for me.
You already do it for the man, then.
Hey, push it away! Mad, absolute madness, bro. They have been absolutely hung, drawn, quartered, guillotined, baptized, chastised, circumcised. They have been absolutely obliterated, bruv. Wiped off the face of the earth today. Pep Guardiola, you bald fraud. 5 goals at home, bruv. And 3 penalties. Hang on, no, well, it's actually only 2-2 because it's scored 3 penalties. But it's amazing, bruv. Oh, wow. Wow, what were we? You'll never get this.
And them man think Ruben Diaz is solving this.
And do you know what's mad, right? They've had 6 shots on goal and it's 6 on target today, Leicester. The clinical edge of them today. What's KDB done? How many chances KDB created today? Oh, just 3. KDB's been pussy. See what happens when you ain't got a Bruno Fernandes, bruv.
You know what, yeah? This just shows that top players also have bad games, people.
Yeah.
It's not just Paul Pogba. All of them have a bad game.
No, it shows. It shows when he doesn't have his full strength bench. Even City look normal. Because he had nobody to really bring on. No Gundogan, no Aguero, no Jesus, no Bernardo Silva. David Silva's already gone. So that's how many players missing from last year. Sane also.
And also, do you know how many streams have I said this on about transfers? City need more players, and no one's been on their back about signing good quality players. Like they've got their. Imagine this, right? I'm going to sound harsh here, but I don't care. Imagine Man United brought in a new centre back. I know we spent 70 odd million and not 40 odd million on Ake. Imagine Maguire's first home game, he concedes 5 goals. Can you imagine the outrage? They've conceded more goals today, Man City, than we have across our 2 games, right? But we're the ones being focused on. This is terrible, bruv. Terrible.
I'm going to say this now, yeah. I'd rather have Luke Shaw at left back than Mendy, bruv.
Every day of the week, bruv.
Mendy's a liability.
Counter again. But I told you guys in the first half, right? I told you in the first half that counter looked dangerous. And I was saying to Egal when he came on, you could see it was there. They just weren't landing on the chin. But if you ever watch boxing or MMA, sometimes you see a fight where one guy's winning with technical jabs and he's moving, but the other guy's throwing bombs and he's just missing. And it's like, if he times one of them right, it's good night Vienna. And what we have seen tonight is a public castration. It's honestly, Pep Guardiola should be marched through the city of Manchester, sort of Game of Thrones style. Shame. 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 People throwing rotten potatoes at him, rotten everything.
KDB, man.
Wow.
Boy, this league season is gonna be fire,
amazing.
Man.
Boy, ladies and gentlemen, though, we're gonna
be
end this stream now because we're gonna go get set up for the match reaction show. Boys, get yourselves over there because the link's in the description if you guys want to come on and review it. Everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. In the comments section below is where the next stream will be. So go click on that now. There's 2,300 of you here. I want to see 2,300 of you waiting for that show to go live in a few moments. Let's break records tonight. Let's break records on the Football Terrace tonight. Get yourselves over there. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And Pep you, ball.